Davis coming to you with the truth. This is I Need a Mic podcast where I will be discussing mental health struggles I battle with just like you. Let's talk about it. It's the tagline I use. It's to say enough is enough. Give me my damn mic. I'm tired of the trauma I'm going through. Hey, folks, how's everybody doing out there? Oh my gosh, we're in for a good treat, y'all. We're in for a good treat. But before we get started with another I Need a Mic podcast interview, let's go ahead and put a content warning on this episode now. Content warning. If there's anything I had or have said in previous episodes that had offended you or anyone you have shared any episode with, I would like to apologize. I'd like to also remind you I am not condoning what I said, but on my podcast, I am real, I am authentic, and I am a warrior. I'm no longer censored, I'm no longer limited, I'm no longer silent. Mental health will censor you. Mental illness will limit you, and mental emotions will silence you. Oh my gosh, folks. Yes, 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 folks. We are back at it. We are back at it for another podcast. I Need a Mic podcast interview. Oh my gosh. So today's title is At the Dinner Table. At the dinner table. And of course reason why I had titled it At the Dinner Table is because there are so many things within every community, whether it's black, white, Pacific. It doesn't matter. We all know what it feels like when we're at the dinner table and we want to talk about things that really does bother us, and sometimes it is hard to talk about it. So I have a beautiful guest here that's going to be joining up with us, and y'all, we up here live. We up here live. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. I Need a Mic podcast interview First live interview, y'all. First live interview. So, guests, please, guests, introduce yourself, guests.
Introduce myself.
Yes, guests,
Okay.
please introduce
My name
yourself.
is Evelyn Pope, also known as Ms.E, the Heart Lady.
Oh my gosh, yes, folks. So I have Ms.E, the heart lady, and of course we all know when it comes down to me and my heart, it is big. It is big. So to know that there's a beautiful, beautiful spirit out here who really put that title upon themselves. Y'all know I cherish and I acknowledge and I value the heck out of anyone who says that I have a big heart too, and I'm willing to give it and to share it. So, oh my gosh. So I will. So the purpose for I needed for this interview, folks, is to once again bring in awareness on a lot of things that we go through in life, a lot of things that we are struggling with in life, a lot of things that we are starting to manage in life, and so yes, subjects at the dinner table, subjects we talk about at the dinner table. So, yes, please, please introduce your business and or your platform.
I'm a licensed marriage family therapist, and my private practice is based in Vallejo, California. Um, and the name of the business is Talk to Me, which stands for Talk to Miss E, Miss Evelyn.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Mm,
I'm also a
mhm.
public speaker
Yes.
and an author of
Yes.
3 books, plus
Yes.
contributions to some other anthologies.
Oh my
And my
gosh.
passion is healing the heart,
Yes.
healing the heart. And when people look at someone that's different than them or reacting, we hear a lot today about trauma informed.
Yes.
And I believe that most of us have been traumatized on some level or the other, and it's pretty much on the spectrum. And so when someone is not behaving the way
Yes.
that we think they should be, it's important to one, look at their hearts.
Yes.
And I think that's important.
Yes. To really understand deep down your heart,
Mhm,
where is it coming from?
mhm,
What is the deep root of the triggers, the
mhm,
deep root of the reminders, the deep root of the trauma, everything that evolves is lit deep in with us.
mhm,
And that is one of the things that I have learned within my own journey of my healing process is understanding the pain that is deep in, it doesn't have to stay. It doesn't have to be a plant. It doesn't have to be a plant. And so and so it was so folks, how we met through a mutual person. Of course, if y'all have listened to me and the interview with TJ, if you have listened to, yeah, I need my podcast interview with TJ, then yes, y'all would know that TJ TJ is the one who had reached out to me and said, hey, there's someone else who's willing to do another podcast interview, Ray. Would you be interested? And of course, y'all know, folks, I'm not saying no to interviews, because this is not only for myself and my platform, but this is also for the person who I'm going to be interviewing and their platform. So that is how we met. That is how we met. So
You had heard of me.
yes, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So I've heard of Miss E, the Heart Lady, and I was like, okay. And then just knowing, then of course just us talking within the last few days, really get to know each other more about your business, and you get to know more about my platform as well too. So it was something that it was like, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm loving this, I'm enjoying this. Let's do this. And so yeah, so we're going to get started with our first question, folks. Our first question: how did you get involved with the foster care community?
Wow, that's a lifelong story.
Come on
Actually,
now,
what
let's
we
talk about it.
didn't say, in addition to Talk to Me,
Yes, ma'am.
prior to, well, while doing Talk to Me, I had a nonprofit organization called For a Child's Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that organization was geared toward providing not only mental health services, but support services, financial services, anything that would help a young person to come through the foster care system and be successful, and especially during that transitional time. So that organization was probably about 15 years old before
Yes.
I sort of dissolved it because it was hard work. And the
Mm.
title of my book is called It's Hard Work, which means
Yes.
it's hard, Hard, but it's heart, Heart.
Yes.
Um, that it's difficult, but you have to do it from the heart for it to have any
Yes, ma'am.
significance. And that title came from my youngest foster son.
Oh wow.
When he was younger, he told
Mhm.
me, he said, when you touch me like that, it makes my heart warm. And it just brought
Yes.
tears to my eyes. Um,
Yes.
because he was only like 6 then, and he
Oh
understood the
wow.
difference between the other homes he had been in and what
Yes.
he felt for me. That just made me feel really good. So my
And that
goal
is incredible.
with the foster care community and with anyone has been to help make someone's heart warm.
Yes. Yes.
So growing up, I grew up next door to some foster parents, and we had 4 foster sons. And I just heard things that I didn't like,
Yes.
and I knew they deserved better. Well, my goal was to become a pediatrician or a vet.
Yes, ma'am.
Long story short, I ended up not being either of those. It
Yes, ma'am.
ended up being doing social work. And one of my first jobs
Hmm.
was in a group home
Yes, ma'am.
with kids who were dependents of the court. And instead of foster homes, they were in group homes.
Yes.
And then my next full-time job after I received my graduate degree was in the adoptions unit
Hmm.
for Monterey County. And a lot of these kids had been in foster care for years, and we were looking for permanent homes for them. And I just saw stuff that I did not like. It
Yes.
just hurt my heart. But as a result,
Yes.
I ended up lasting, developing these long-term relationships
Yes, ma'am.
with a lot of these young people who are now parents and grandparents themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
And then from there, I realized that every facility that I went to, whether it was a county agency, whether it was a school thing, there was a population of youth in there that were separated from their biological parents, whether it was with relative kinship care
Yes.
or whether it was in a official foster home.
Yes, ma'am.
But there was shame that came with that. And
Yes.
so they would never say, this is my foster mom, my foster dad. They called them auntie, grandma,
Mom, dad,
right,
you
anything
know,
to
yes.
keep someone from knowing that. So when I was working with them in the schools, I
Hmm.
realized these are the same kids that I worked with from another perspective,
Yes.
and they were the same issues.
Yes.
And they had been majority identified as at risk or problem youth.
Yes, ma'am.
And I always said the problem youth were my favorite ones because they were the ones that really told it like it is. It was that an old
Yes.
person actor said they told it like it was Ti is, and
Yes.
those are my favorites.
Yes. 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 And that is definitely something that I can really relate to as well too. I was part of the foster care system myself. From the time I was 3 months to I moved out, and I was living with family. I was living with a great aunt of mine, and my great aunt was married, and so I had a great aunt and a great uncle who I had to this day. I viewed them as my mom and dad. I wasn't raised with my biological family on either my mom's side or either my dad's side. And so I was raised with my great aunt from my mother's side. And so with that, yeah, a lot of just a lot of I remember times seeing like a social worker, and of course, as you know, they always come and they always ask specific questions. One of the questions that they always ask is, are you happy living where you're living? And I could only imagine me saying yes every time, even though sometimes I thought to myself, what if I were to say no? And it's like I didn't say no, but it was like if I were to say no, there was a certain fear. There was a certain fear that was put upon me and my siblings. Like if you were to say no, then this is what they will be doing. This is what you will have to go through. Basically, basically to say, if you don't want to live here, then this is how hard life is going to be for you. You would rather live here, live with family, and be safe. So that was something that I had really overcome growing up. And it was one of the things that I was constantly hearing growing up too. It's like if you tell them this, you tell them that, they're going to take you away. And so after a certain period of time, I just started to understand, be patient, stay content, try to find some sort of happiness, even though I may always felt like I was living in hell. And so after that, I was like, I want to do more. After I had aged out of the system, I wanted to go to college, of course, and I was going to college. I graduated high school. And so all the things that other youth that were my age who were in the foster care system didn't experience, I got to experience it. Even though deep down within my heart, I was tremendously unhappy, and I wasn't in a good headspace mentally. I wasn't in a good headspace emotionally. I remember nights crying myself to sleep, asking why did my mom didn't want me. And at one point, I remember crying and saying, I don't know why my mom didn't want me and my siblings. It's like, well, what's wrong with us so bad that she didn't want us? And so years later, I want to say 4 years ago now, me and my biological mother, we had a talk, and she finally confessed what was her struggles on raising 5 kids. And so it was nice to have that conversation. It was good because once again, a lot of foster youth, my generation, we don't get that opportunity. And it's like so many of us don't live long to even accept an opportunity like that, or to receive an opportunity, or to just understand the word opportunity in general. And so growing up, it was hard. And then once again, I'm not thinking about myself because I know how hard I had it. I'm thinking about my community. My first community was the foster care community. And it's funny now because it's like I laugh at, it's like I really was part of community the whole time. And it's like, and it's so funny, folks. I literally been raised with a community, which is our new way of saying village, right? And
And you know,
so
that's the second part of my book title. It's
yes,
hard work being the village that raises a
yes,
child. And
yes,
my intent with that is for everyone to realize that we all have a responsibility,
yes,
not
ma'am.
those who are just licensed foster parents, but
Yes.
everybody, the teachers, the
Yes.
neighbors, the everyone. And we have this
Yes.
stigma And I remember
Yes.
I did an event for a fundraiser, and I invited a local performance group, and I told the director,
Yes.
that I wanted. She said, "Oh, are we going to get to meet them?"
Yes.
And it was like they were little animals in a cage somewhere. And
Yes.
what she didn't realize is some of them were in her group. That's how I found out
Yes.
to invite them. So there are kids in our whole
Yes.
community. And so
Yes, there
yes,
are.
we are a village. And to know how to not ask insensitive questions,
Yes.
like where your
Yes.
mama at? Or
Come on
where did
now.
you live?
Come on
Well,
now.
how did you come to live here?
Yes.
Even doctors and nurses,
Yes.
when you would go to the doctor and said, well, they don't have the
Yes.
biological family
Yes.
information, they don't know. And I remember as a foster parent being frustrated with saying that I already told you. And,
Yes.
look at it. You don't know who your mother is? Just crazy
Oh
stuff.
my gosh. So
And
so many times.
and so I just think even holidays, Mother's Day,
Yes.
Father's Day, I
Yes.
think it's important to be sensitive because not everybody had that quote unquote loving
Connection.
right. And
Oh,
so
that
just being
connection.
aware and how to be open
Yes.
minded when we talk to people because we
Yes, ma'am.
never know someone's journey.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's definitely something that I've always said, also said on this podcast, and also within my poetry. You gotta know my story before you celebrate my glory.
Mm, like that. I like that.
I said I give somebody in the back. You gotta know my story before you celebrate my glory.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I've learned to celebrate my own glory, and I've learned to build my own story. And it took time. Oh, it took time, and I'm saying my age on here, y'all. I don't normally say my age on here, but I'm 37. I made
Hey.
37 this year by the grace of God.
God.
Amen. Amen. 37 now.
As you said,
37.
my Lord.
Yes, by the grace of God.
Mhm.
Amen. And so I am blessed to keep on. I'm not only blessed, but I'm lucky. I am blessed, lucky. It's like everything of what I've just dealt with in life. It's like, okay, my life could have went left, went all the way left. It could have been a hard left,
Mhm.
but but I end up in so many ways just zigzagging around, and it's like I never zigzag in and out of the system.
Mm.
I zigzag personally within my own personal life, but like just me being being a young woman in the foster care system. I'm grateful for a lot of the things that I did experience, and I'm grateful for a lot of the things I didn't experience. And so I just keep on walking in my own great steps, because only I know the size shoes that I wear.
Mm.
Only I know how to tie my own shoelace. Only I know the style of my shoelace I would like to put onto my shoes. But it's okay if you can't do the styles that you want to do, which of course that goes into life. It's okay if you can't always have A through Z. It's okay. We could do A through L. It's fine. We don't always gotta. It don't always have to be right. It don't always have to be perfect. It could just be for the moment. And I've learned just to not live for the moment, but I've learned to accept the moments that that is coming towards my way. And so second question. So what led you to be a therapist?
Needing therapy.
Come on now.
I grew up an only child until I was 11. My parents were separated, and so during my mother going through menopause and me going through adolescence, it was a
Yes.
rough ride,
Yes, ma'am.
and it would have been nice to have had someone to talk to.
Yes.
And so
That
watching
companion.
people going through things, my thing is no one should have to go through this alone.
No.
And
Go through
I
life.
also
Yes.
saw, I started off, like I said, wanting to be a pediatrician, and I
Mhm.
realized that I couldn't stand not being able to help someone
Yes.
physically. But I also saw the emotional
More
pain,
internally,
and I
yes.
could deal more on that level, and
Yes.
it would be something that they could hold on to,
Yes.
and those relationships. So when I got out of undergraduate school
Hmm.
with a degree in human development, I was going to take a break. I wasn't trying to go
Yes.
back to school. And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
began to teach a class through my church called Understanding People. And I invited different people to come to speak, and one was a therapist.
Yes.
And when it was over, he said, "Have you ever thought about being a therapist?"
Come on now.
And I said, kind of like. And he said, "Well, you should go." I said, "I'm tired. I don't want to go
Yes.
back to school, and I don't have the money."
Yes.
He said, "We can work on that." Now, this was like in May
Yes, ma'am.
of that year. And he said, "Well, here, I just want you to fill out the application."
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, "Well, I don't know if my grades would be good enough." So that
Yes.
was in May. I left in June to go to my family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Came back in July, had an acceptance letter that I was to begin
Mm-hmm.
graduate school
Yes,
in
ma'am.
August.
Right.
So that
Right.
was a God thing.
Yes.
And it just happened.
Yes. Yes. And it was meant.
Hmm.
It was meant. It was it's so many ways I've just learned that I learned that when you put your faith in God.
Hmm.
Now I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. But I do believe in there is a heaven and I do believe that there is a hell. And so with that, I'm like when you when you put your faith, when you put your heart into saying, okay, someone got to guide me through this because I know not only do I know I'm not alone, but I know there's got to be somebody out there to help me. I know there's got to be somebody out there to help me. So that really does hit home. And yes, I do remember when I was younger, I had a therapist when I was 12, maybe 13, no 12 for sure, and it was good. It wasn't a particular time in my life where it's like, okay, maybe this was needed. It was like a big question, like, okay, this is not really needed, right? It's like it was more of like I feel like I feel like my mom was asking the question like, you don't need this,
Mm.
like no, you don't need this. And so after a while, it was like, all right, well, cool. I don't gotta take Ray nowhere to go talk to someone. She's fine at home.
She could talk to me.
She could
Hmm.
talk to me. And at some points, I did feel like I could talk to my mom. And at some points, I knew I couldn't talk to her because
Hmm.
like it was like far as our relationship, it was good, it was cool, but it wasn't as deep. It wasn't as deep emotionally connected as like today. I could pick up the phone. If she were to call me, I pick up the phone and it's like we're talking like we're long distance best friends now. Do I still wish that we were more closer today? Of course I do. I mean, that is my Wonder Woman. you know, I cannot deny that woman. Even if Maury said, she ain't your mom, right? I mean, look, Maury, I know what the test says, but my heart, my spirit, just how I was raised by this woman, she is the mother that I cannot deny. She is the person that I cannot ignore. I was once I had moved out of my mom's house, I fell in love. And that relationship, it wasn't a good relationship, but I fell in love and I got out. Once I got out, it was like it's so much of my upbringing. She had we had talked about this, and she told me that she needed to let me go. She needed to allow me to clip my wings. And I was like, yeah, I mean, let me clip my wings because I'm not going to grow where I'm at. I'm not going to grow staying still. And we all know a plant is not going to grow if they're just out in the sun with some rich soil, regardless of how much soil you're going to give them. The plant is not going to grow the way you expect it to grow. So at one point, I was like, all right, I'm ready to I'm ready to go ahead and move on. Carry on with life and really keep on doing what I've been doing, and just wanted to do me. And so just with that, it's like it feels good now. It feels good now.
I want to make a comment when you said, she was so much. She doesn't need to go to therapy.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think one, culturally
Yes, ma'am.
and time wise,
Hmm.
the time era that we're in.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think a lot of people, especially from the African American community,
Mhm.
didn't have,
Yes, ma'am.
as they would say, we didn't have time to have no feelings.
Come on now.
Nobody cared about
Come
how
on
you
now.
felt. You just had to function.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And I think there was so much stress and pressure.
Mhm.
Therapy was considered either a luxury
Yes,
or
ma'am.
something for crazy people.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was no room for either one in our
Yes, ma'am.
upbringing, even though there were people that were looked at and labeled at, well, she's just different, he's just different, he's a little cuckoo,
Right.
but not really understanding. So even now, when we try to develop relationships with people and we try to speak from
Yes,
a
ma'am.
place of emotions, they don't get it.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't get it. And just to have your feelings
Yes,
validated,
ma'am. Yes,
even
ma'am.
whether we agree with them or not, but your
Mhm.
feelings are your feelings.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna try to get a plug.
They're not wrong. Your
Yes,
feelings are
ma'am.
not wrong. Your feelings are always your feelings, but your explanation and what you think of them is not necessarily accurate. So I think growing up, when we were told that we didn't need therapy, I remember even when I was a young adult, I asked my mom about going to therapy. She said, "I'm not going. You're the one crazy. I'm not."
Yes, ma'am.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
but getting into therapy made a
Mhm.
lot of difference. And you also have to be selective because not all
Yes.
therapists are
Oh my gosh.
okay. Not all therapists
Yes,
are,
not
are
all.
good therapists, and not all of them are therapeutic.
Yes. Yes, not
And
all.
I say that because I've gone through a few
Mhm.
like myself. But you have to know what you need, know what you want.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I think just from being able to be assertive and stating, this is what I'm
Yes.
looking for,
Yes, ma'am.
that's important too, which is a whole nother topic.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
So let's get to our third question. So, yes, ma'am, our third question. So, at the end of August, it is the end of August is Grief Awareness Day. Um, I've dealt with grief. I've lost numbers of family members, numbers of friends. One of the greatest, not greatest, but one of the most newest event in my life that had happened is I lost a little sister to suicide. Um, what is your view on grief, and do you have any advice for people who are struggling with grief?
Well, for one, grief is a personal journey that we share characteristics with other people, but no one's journey is ever all the same.
Yes.
Psychologically, it is stated that there are 5 stages to grief. The denial, which we say, no, this is not happening, then being angry about it,
Yes.
and then say, well, if this happened, maybe,
Hmm.
it wouldn't be true. And then just the depression. And I think that's the area that most people relate to in the
Yes,
grief,
ma'am.
and then acceptance. Um, we tend to look at grief as only related to life,
Yes.
but if we really look at it, we all experience grief is something that we've lost,
Yes, ma'am.
and it can be anything from something that describes who we identify as being. So
Yes,
if we
ma'am.
lose a job
Yes, ma'am.
and you're no longer a therapist or
Yes, ma'am.
director, when you lose that, there's a form of grief that comes in
Oh
because
my
that's a loss.
gosh,
Because
it's a lot.
when you
It's part
lose
of yourself.
a parent, you're no
Yes,
longer, a child
it's part of yourself.
or son or a daughter, even
Hmm.
if you're an adult. So that's one. But I think probably grief, that's probably the hardest. Well, I
Hmm.
would say this because I'm not necessarily gone through the long-term illness, even though I'm going through it now with a relative,
Yes, ma'am.
um, is sudden grief, traumatic grief, and totally
Yes.
unexpected. And you mentioned, having lost your
Yes.
sister to
Yes.
suicide. I've lost 3 family members to suicide, and one of them was my son.
Yes, ma'am.
Was this 2005? So 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh, right.
And
Right.
I think there are times that numbness, they call that shock,
Yes.
still remains.
Yes. Oh,
And my
yes.
husband said, well, you never really grieved. That what he really meant that I never cried because there was so much. Because in the past, since
Yes.
COVID, I've lost like 5 or 6 people.
Yes.
And
Yes.
but one of the things that stands out to me, my father died when I was 14.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was in therapy at 25, And
Mm-hmm.
the therapist just one day looked at me and she said, "You never grieved your father's passing."
Whew. Come on now.
I just started Googling.
Come on now.
And then I said, I was mad because I had to pay for the session just for her to sit there and watch me cry
Oh
for
my
a whole
gosh. Right. Right. Because
but I'm
it's
but I hadn't been able to speak to it, what
yes.
I missed. Just went through the motions.
Yes.
Everybody's thing was
Yes.
keep her busy because she's a daddy's girl, and that's what they did.
Yes.
They kept me going. They
Yeah.
kept me, recreationally. Had me making grown up decisions.
Yes.
So it was like stay in your head,
Yes.
and we wonder why we're in our head so much because people say, don't cry, you make yourself sick. Don't go
Yes.
to your heart because you can't move. But
Yes.
we don't realize that it's a process.
Yes, it is.
And one of the things
Yes, it
that I
is.
am studying now that I want to talk about what I'm doing
Yes.
later, I took this course for certification called Brain Spotting.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's
Yes,
a
ma'am.
book called The Body Knows the Score.
Oh.
And what is stated is that when we don't
Hmm.
process
Yes,
grief,
ma'am.
anger, sadness, hurt, and trauma, it
Yes, ma'am.
stays locked up in our bodies somewhere.
Yes, it does.
And part of that is what brings about discomfort, sometimes disease in our bodies.
Yes, ma'am.
It's also meaning it's not, we can't process it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the brain spotting is a way of connecting those neural pathways to the brain. And it sounds
Message.
far-fetched to people,
Yep.
but it's
Message.
very,
Come on now.
very real. And
Yes.
so with the psychological association and places
No.
have said,
Yes.
if you look it up, they say, is this a legitimate form of
Yes.
therapy? And there's
It is.
yes, it's no's on it, but I know for a fact.
Yes.
So I think when we realize that we've got to get this because it's in us,
Yes, it is.
and even like anniversaries,
Yes.
even if you don't remember the date
Yes.
during the year anniversaries or whatever anniversary of something coming up,
There are
you can
certain
like feel
memories.
something going on. You might not be able to relate what it is.
Yes.
And there have
Yes.
been two incidents I've been aware of. One was on Father's Day.
Yes, ma'am.
I was didn't go to church that day, but couldn't realize why I was feeling so up.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
radio said, "We want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers."
Yes.
And I bust out, and I was a 40-something-year-old
Oh my
woman at this point,
gosh. Yes.
but this hadn't registered.
Oh
And
yes.
another thing, another traumatic event, I realized every April
Yes.
I would have to go to the chiropractor.
Yes.
My neck and my back would get stiff, and I finally realized that was
It's
an anniversary time.
it is.
So
It
grief
is.
is something that we can't rush through.
Mentally, emotionally, and
I don't think
physically.
we ever totally get
Yes,
over
ma'am.
it, but we learn how to associate with it differently. I have a
Yes.
dear friend
Idea of a view.
a dear friend who passed 2 years younger than me,
Hmm.
passed like 2 weeks after my mother passed.
Oh wow.
And that was just traumatizing for me. But
Oh,
one of the
wow.
things, and actually my book is dedicated to her,
Yes.
but I realize that now whenever I think of her,
Yes.
it's just something funny.
Yes.
And I'll just crack up. So one of the things is recognizing what did we get out of those relationships?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those titles, or those affiliations that we had with someone?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that contribute to who we are
Yes,
and
ma'am.
be that person? And to
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
that's one of the things, in the process of the loss, but
Mhm.
it was also a gain that is
Yes.
still with us.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. So that's definitely. Oh my gosh, that was such a good inside view on grief. I could only hope that insight will not only help myself. It is going to help myself. Ain't no hope. It is going to help me.
Mhm.
I can only hope it will help everybody else, especially at the end of this month,
Mhm.
man. So it's definitely something. It's like it's a way to say message, and that was a beautiful message. That was a beautiful message. So question number 4: what conversations would you like to discuss at the dinner table?
Ah, well, it's interesting when you talked about dinner table.
Hmm.
Did you share how you call it just the dinner table?
Yes,
Um,
yes, because it's something that I remember growing up, and it was like we're all sitting down eating dinner, and it's like I remember one period of time my mom wanted us to have a conversation, to talk, because it's like me and my siblings were all at each other's throats at the end of the day. So when we all eating dinner, it's like it was. I remember when my mom did wanted to talk about things, and it was like, well, I don't want to talk about it, and it's like, well, why you gonna have an attitude? And of course, when someone at the dinner table has an attitude, that just spoils the whole mood. So it's like, all right, y'all just sit and eat and watch TV. Then when you're done, take a
Get off.
bath and go to bed.
Mhm.
And so, what are some of the conversations you would like to discuss at the dinner table?
Um, I think if you didn't come up from that population of that family where you sit at the table and keep your mouth closed
Yes,
and eat,
yes, yes, yes.
and even to this day, we weren't allowed to drink,
Oh,
listen
wow.
to
Right,
sing or
right,
dance at the table. And every time I
right,
eat now, I just think that I'm singing. It's like, oops, I'm not supposed to be singing.
right.
So my thing is to talk about what makes you energetic.
Yes,
I
yes,
think eating and talking about hard times in a group setting can be
yes,
difficult. It affects your digestion. But I think to talk about what made our time
yes,
worthwhile and
yes,
valid and to share happy moments.
yes.
Um,
And it's good to have those conversations when it's like so say like I was thinking what really made me want to really think of the title is I'm like what if people who work in fast food work in any type of food a food field
mhm,
at the end of the month would they all come together and have like just a day or an evening with just the co-workers? Let's all just get together, chill out. Let's cook some food that we're okay cooking, or let's bring some food. Let's have some drinks. Let's talk about some of the customers
mm,
we had, and we all just go in and be like, oh my gosh, this and this and this and this. Oh my gosh, I do remember this receipt, and so I'm like, that could be a form of acknowledging bringing awareness to our mental health, to our emotional health, to our physical well-being. Because yeah, at the end of the day, we're tired, we'll beat, and it's like it's nice to have someone at home to talk to. Yes, it is
mhm,
wonderful, nice to have someone at home to talk to,
and
but
to reflect.
and to reflect.
And I think when we process information, we're able
Yes,
to let go of it.
yes,
And but that's also connecting,
yes,
bonding. It's like I
yes.
know what you did today. I know
Right.
what you did yesterday. I know that this might make you feel better. And
Yes,
so when you don't have that someone to talk to,
yes, ma'am.
so as far as here,
It's that
right
unity.
now, what I want to talk about is self appreciation,
Yes.
validation, self care.
It's that it's you being is you so many ways being in tune,
Hmm.
intrigued
Hmm.
with yourself.
Right. And knowing that you're important and that we
Yes,
do share
yes,
things with other people. We talk about a lot now about your tribe. And people
yes.
say that there's nobody understands what I'm going through.
Come on now.
We've all got a tribe. And I think there are lots of qualms about social media and the internet.
Yes,
But what I
yes.
love about it, it's worldwide.
Come on now.
And that there's somebody somewhere
Out
who
there.
can relate to what you have, even if they're from a different
Yes.
culture. And there are only so many feelings in the world.
So many,
And
so many.
we all may share them, but from different circumstances.
Yes,
So, like for foster,
yes,
I did the groups. There's an
yes,
organization that I connected with, Foster Care of America, Foster
yes.
Care. Oh, they're gonna get me. FCAA. What is it? Foster Care
um,
something association.
yes, yes,
And then there are branches. People
yes,
want to be people with like mind, like experiences.
yes.
That doesn't mean that everybody's going to connect.
It's unity.
Hmm. That's why people who are in religious organizations,
Yes, ma'am.
tend to connect. Um, just whatever your experience is,
Yes, ma'am.
so that being able to share who you are,
Yes, ma'am.
what you've gone through,
Yes, ma'am.
it's relieving. Just a conversation. So some people say, well, why should I go to therapy? I can just talk to my friends.
No,
Perhaps,
right, right.
perhaps, but I think an efficient and effective therapist is someone who can share an experience but not pass judgment
Yes, ma'am.
on it,
Yes, ma'am.
not put any stigma to it, but
And
just to
that
hear.
is yes, and that's something major for the foster care
Hmm.
youth community.
Hmm.
That's one thing that I felt too. Is that I don't want to be viewed as just another stigma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be viewed as a four time as a four time four time community person. I want to be viewed as me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be viewed as Rachel, the the Rachel, the the gay black educated woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm whoa. you
And
know,
my line with that is, I'm a lot of things,
a lot,
a lot of things,
a
and
lot.
one of my theme song is "I'm
Yes,
every woman."
yes, yes. I
You
am.
know, I can work, I
I
can play,
am.
I can be sensuous, I can be silly, I can be ornery. I'm all of those.
Chameleon.
And meeting
We are
someone
chameleons.
to be, but see, a
yes.
chameleon is taking on the environment that you're in. But being in a
Yes.
room is that I am those things. I don't even have to have
Yes.
anybody else to come at me with that. It's like
Yes.
wherever
Understand it.
I feel, and for somebody who
Understand
can
it.
respect us, and we respect ourselves
Yes, ma'am.
in that process and not be held to one
Yes.
image.
Yes.
So that is important. And one of my quotes is, "Heal your heart and follow it." Because
Come on
people
now.
say, well, I followed my heart and it got me in trouble. Well, a lot of times we make decisions based upon
Ooh.
brokenness in our hearts.
Come on
And
now.
so we make decisions that either feed that toxic
Yes, ma'am.
situation that created the brokenness,
Yes, ma'am.
or we have like a stained glass view
Yes,
because
ma'am.
there's lines and we're not seeing clearly. So my line is heal your heart and then follow it.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when you heal it, you start to feel more empowered.
Yes, ma'am.
You feel more positive about the direction that you're going through. And there's going to be some heartbreak.
It
But
is.
if it gets broken, it's not shattered.
No,
It's just a
it's
line.
no, and it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
that's one thing that I have learned within my journey is that it is not the end of my world.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And so while I'm still walking in my own great steps, while I'm still stepping in my own shoes, while I'm still stepping outside in my true skin,
mm-hmm,
that's one of the things that I do carry myself with on my back.
mm-hmm.
Is say I'm me. I am a lot.
Okay.
I know I'm a handful.
I love it. I saw this meme that says,
Yes.
I know I'm a handful,
Come on
but
now.
that's why God gave you two hands.
Yes. Yes. And I know it. And I
Mm-hmm,
know it and I've had starting to just say to myself, if you don't love me, that's fine. I love myself more.
mm-hmm.
I love myself
And
more.
God even more so.
And God
If you
even more
believe
so.
and if you don't believe.
Yes.
The other thing I want to say about the dinner table,
Yes, ma'am.
generally we're supposed to eat for nutrition.
Yes.
A lot of times we eat just for the palate, the taste.
Yes.
And it can be a little bit of both. And I
Yes.
think our conversation should be nurturing,
Mm-hmm.
nutritious,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
palatable,
Yes.
tasteful. That's not the
Yes.
place to sit down and try to put people in their place.
No.
It's
No.
it's a sharing, it's an empowering,
Yes.
it's an uplifting
Yes.
time, and that's what it should be about.
Yes. And I totally agree.
Hmm.
And I totally agree. And that is definitely something that I want to like keep on try to empower that
Hmm.
because I do feel that kids today, it's like there is so much of a distance
Hmm.
when families do talk, when families do talk at the dinner table, there is still so much of that distance.
Hmm.
I have experienced it throughout my life growing up, and when I had lost my sister, I started to reflect on those type of moments,
Hmm.
and it's like, man, we could have been we could have sat at the dinner table respectfully. We
Hmm.
could have known how to we could have known so many techniques on how to approach things with not only with ourselves individually, but with each other, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And them type of moments have really took my emotions way over. And I was like, you know how when you do reflect on certain things, that's like, man, I wish I can go back. Them are one of the things that I feel that sometimes would help a household just to start. Like, all right, well, hey, we always invite people over for dinner. We always invite people over for lunch. We always go out, and we always like plan luncheons, plan dates, whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, we could do that with people outside our family. And I know I've had countless of times.
Mhm.
How come we are not flipping that onto our own family? Not only to our family, also to ourselves. And so with that, I was like, there's so many things I wish I could take back.
Mhm.
There's so many things I wish I could like have that redo. I want to redo, I want to reset, I
Mhm.
want to restart button. And it's like many times I dream I would dream it. I would wish, I would hope, I would pray, and it's like, okay, I can't just wake up and it's a movie.
Mhm.
It's not a movie.
Mhm.
It's not a movie. So while I'm living in my truth, in my skin, in just who I am today,
Mhm.
I think about my God kids. I have God kids as well too, and I'm trying to be close to them as much as I can. They are they are within their mid 20s and younger. I think the youngest is 7. No, younger than that. No, younger. Yeah, he's an infant. He's still an infant. I think that boy ain't even 2 yet. so so my youngest godson, he's still an infant, and so I'm like, there's still some of that connection I want with me and his mom. I just don't want us to. Yes, if you listen to this, boo, you already know who you is. If you listen to this, boo, I want a date with my godson now, and
Mhm.
with you, and with mom. So so my god sister, she's like, her and her mom is one of the few people who always listen to my podcast.
Okay.
So she is my number one fan for the podcast. For the podcast, so I had to shout her out because I had, I believe, over a few months ago, we had contact each other, and I know she's busy, and I could only assume she's busy, and I'm like, well, I would like to open some time. I would like to open a date. I mean, we could just be me and you,
Mhm.
and the baby.
Mhm.
It's like those type of at the dinner table conversations. It's like those are needed.
Mhm.
Those are necessary.
And I call it creating memories and Kodak
Yes.
moments. My husband tells, he said, you take a
Yes.
picture of everybody, everything, because I
Yeah.
have something to look back on. Remember this?
Heck
Remember that?
yeah.
And as we get older too, it helps with memory. It's like, oh, that was in
Yes.
2020.
And it's so convenient to look back at those type of memories. I do the
Hmm.
same thing too. Certain things I'm just like, I'm just taking a picture of this.
Hmm.
I've I have a cat. Um and me and my roommates had adopted a cat recently. And whenever he comes into my room and he'll chill out on my futon, he'll take up one pillow of the futon because of how big he is
Hmm.
and how long he is, and so he'll take up a pillow. And I took a picture of him recently. I'll definitely show it to you after our interview. But his name is Milo, and he's a sweetie pie. He's a sweetie pie. He's a handful, but he's a sweetie pie. I believe he's going into his late teenage years,
Oh wow.
getting ready to be an adult. Because when we had adopted him, it was maybe a little after his teenage years, or it was right in the midst of his teenage years. And so now it's like he's a big boy, but just having those moments where we could all come together and just take memories with us, whether it's us by ourselves individually or whether it's numbers of people. It is very therapeutic
Mhm.
to.
And so we talked about, as a man thinketh, so is he. And when we
Yes.
talk about scripture, it says,
Yes.
whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are just, think on these things.
Yes.
So many of us deal with anxiety, and it's a lot of
Yes.
crazy thoughts that keeps going through our head. But if we
Yes.
can picture some of the positive things, it changes our whole
Yes, it
biochemistry.
does.
So if we
Yes, it
have creative
does.
goals and just sit down looking at those pictures, listening to music, we like
Yes.
breathing. There's
Yes.
so many things that we can do, and I'm not against medication, but
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
so many things we can do
Hmm.
prior to medication to bring ourselves to a state of being because we are human beings.
Yes, we are.
And so the thoughts that go through our heads, we have to admit it. I have a
Yes.
godson who
Yes.
has a podcast called Create Your Life, Create Your Own Life or
Yes.
something.
Yes, it
Day to
is.
day, we're creating what we do. We
Yes,
don't
we are.
always succeed. Sometimes it can make collapse,
Yes.
but it could be built up. So whatever we do today, it's like I'm going to decide today
Yes, ma'am.
to I'm going to do this and I'm going to be happy.
Yes.
Some days it might be okay. I'm not feeling like building today, so I'm
Yes,
just
ma'am.
going to stay and cover up.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's okay
Yes,
to do
ma'am.
that for a while.
It is okay.
Rest.
Yes, it is. It is okay to always rest, and that is one thing that that's one thing that I do discuss with my therapist. Is we both talk about rest,
Hmm.
physically, mentally, and emotionally, intimately. She always asks me, "Have you rest today, Ray? Or have you been getting any rest?"
Hmm.
Of course, I always tell her the truth because why not?
Hmm.
Because why not? And so I'm like, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And I know when we do have our session, she can't see my eyes because of how the daylight is like it's not always reflected on my eyes. So when whenever I'm talking to her, I'm like, okay, now I know I don't need to be looking like it. I don't need to be looking like it. And
Hmm.
so I always make sure to say, okay, I am getting rest. I am preparing myself for I'm preparing myself for whatever the next day, the next hour, the next minute, the next moment in my life. I do have to physically prepare myself for it. So one of the things that I do is I think about my physical well-being. I do say no, we I need rest. I
Hmm.
physically need my body just need to feel like okay, this is something that I can constantly do. It's okay to be consistent in saying I need to take a break.
Hmm.
It is okay to say, okay, I just need to sit down. I need to chill. I just need to listen to how I feel
Listen to
physically.
my body.
I need to listen to my body and be okay with also expressing what it is I'm doing. Like, you know how various people, I don't know if you have heard this quote before, but a lot of people, I've heard this quote, people saying, I will sleep when I'm dead.
I hear that too.
Right. And I'm like, why would you think that would be such something that, why would you think that would be something okay to say? Because it's like, no, no, no. I want to sleep peacefully when I'm gone.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I'ma always need my rest.
Hmm.
I'ma always need to just reflect, inhale, exhale, without the conscious thought of thinking this is going to be my last breath.
Hmm.
So it's like, no, I need to really understand myself physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so that's where this journey has just been really pulling me towards is to say, hey, we gonna think about ourselves, right? We gonna we gonna we, hey, we ain't going home with nobody, right? We going home with ourselves. We're gonna look in the mirror. Who do we see? Ourselves. And it's like that's one thing I do say on this podcast. When you look in the mirror, you say, when you look in the mirror and you don't see no one on the left, you don't see no one on the right, you see no one behind you. So when you look at the mirror, you see the person who's in front of you. And of course, when you see the person who's in front of you, you see yourself. And so one of the things I say with that is while you're looking at yourself in the mirror, do you see everything you haven't worked on? Everything you have worked on, everything you saying you getting ready. Do you see your to-do list? All of your to-do list. And it's like no
And
one
my I am list.
and I am list. And I am list. And so all of that of course when it comes down to our mirrors, it doesn't matter what size our mirror is. It doesn't matter. Our problems, our struggles, our everything, our trauma, our triggers, our positive and our not so positive reminders are always there when we look in the mirror. And so while I'm always looking in the mirror and while I'm always acknowledging what it is I have to or what is best for me to work on, I do say, yeah, these are one of the things that I wish I could bring onto the dinner table. Because yeah, we are alone when we look in the mirror. I mean, we're not gonna always have somebody with us looking in the mirror, so we are alone when we look in the mirror. And so when I think about that with the dinner table, at the dinner table, I'm like, why can't I have this person who's in front of me eating around me? be my reflection of my own mirror, because there could be something that you see in me that I don't feel yet,
Mhm.
and so that I gotta really feel it. I can't say I try my best to say I don't see it. I started to tell I started to say I don't feel it yet.
Mhm.
Give me a moment. Give me a second. It may take something, not try to be tragic, but it may take something harsh to be like, okay, I'm looking. My eyes is wide awake open now.
Mhm.
I don't know what, I don't know why they were low, but I'm paying attention. I am listening. I am acknowledging. I'm accepting, and all of that should also come to the dinner table when we
Mhm.
all come together and we talk just like this. And it's like, hey, if we have leftovers, that's cool, because while I'm looking at my leftovers, I'm looking at it as I'm like, I got leftovers because I had talked about something
Mhm.
that made me want to stop what I was doing. That had really made me say, okay, I know I need to eat, but what do I need right the most? Conversation, connection, interaction, mental, emotional stability.
Mhm.
I want that. I crave that, and I still do. At some
Mhm.
points, I still do.
We all do.
Yeah, of course, but it all depends on the person.
Mhm.
Depends on the person, the group, the people, the circle. It's like now I'm learning what I'm learning how to say I know and how to say I think. I know what I can receive. I think I will receive this from this person,
Mhm.
but I know I can receive it from this person. So a lot of the I thinks and a lot of I knows are it's still there, and that's it's normal.
Mhm.
It's normal. It's normal of us to be like, I think I do. I have to make sure because I don't want to steer you the wrong way or give you the wrong information. It's okay to even mention that at a dinner table. Like, I think that was right. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. And I say that because it's like them are them are the words that it's like it's okay. It's like it's not gonna harm you if you're wrong. It's not gonna harm you. Somebody wants to respectfully correct you. If you feel if you are intimate with yourself and hey, we all don't catch the ball before it hits the ground.
Mhm.
And that's how I look at it. Not every time I catch the ball before it hits the ground.
Mhm.
So of course, whenever the ball do hit the ground, it's okay. Just we don't have to be always upset about it.
Mhm.
But just know that it's gonna be a way to progress yourself.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be in a way to say, okay, I'm gonna catch the ball next time. Meaning, of course, of course, meaning as in like the next time I talk to my brother and sister at the dinner table, blah blah blah. I'm gonna come up with information of saying, oh, I know this now. It's not something I think I know, and it's I will only hope me saying I know to someone, it would also help their own internal well being and say, okay, I see your vision, or I see your point of view, or if anything, I see how you're switching up on some of the things that you're saying. Okay, cool. Let's keep on discussing conversations at the dinner table. Let's hey, if we gotta sit down and eat, and let's eat. If I still have leftovers, that's okay because besides the food, I was fed something else that has also helped me. And so that was just, I didn't even want to go on and on with that, but of course, so that's just something that I have learned within my own upbringing that I really wanted that I really wanted that intimate connection to say I'm able to go to the dinner table and I'm able to have a very good respective
Mhm.
adult like conversation with somebody who has the exact mindset as me. But hey, if you're older than me and your mindset is more it is more wiser than mine, okay, cool.
Mhm. The other thing, two things I'm going to say,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you may could say someone, is that my experience has been rather than I
Yes.
know. And then
Yes.
what I understand or what I see
Yes.
coming
Yes.
from you is blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
Because people will argue over things that you
Left and
project.
right.
So you can just say, well, this is my experience or this is my perception. The other thing I just wanted to comment on with the graphic that you had was
Yes.
like, oh, look at that. What's that? And you said it was some
Yes.
gumbo and some stuff
Yes.
and the
Go.
Louisiana hot sauce. I said,
Yes.
that's real down home. Y'all was
Yes.
saying the beer.
The
I don't like
flyer.
beer. I said, but you know what?
Come on now.
We get a glass of wine.
Oh my
But I was just
gosh.
going to say the other thing too,
Hmm.
as a people, it's okay to sit down and have conversation with just a nice non-alcoholic
Yes.
beverage
Yes.
uh, to be healthy because a lot of times we say, let's get together for dinner.
Yes.
And we don't need the dinner, or we can't afford the
Yes.
dinner.
Yes. Yes. And
So
yes.
a cup of coffee or a cup of tea
Oh
works
yes.
just as well. It's just, what do they call it?
Hmm.
The word won't come to me right now, but
Hmm. Hmm.
basically just
Yes, it's definitely something that I've the flyer's definitely something that I was like I was really I wasn't like taking my time trying to look up a good photo of gumbo or like I was thinking about we're adults
mhm. But
and
but
yes,
the soup is warming.
yes, yes.
It's warming.
It's the soup
Hmm. The
and
hot
it's
sauce
the
is
hot sauce.
repulsive, and it's like
Yes,
if you go to somebody's house, they ain't got no hot sauce.
come on now.
Or you go to a restaurant, y'all ain't
Come
got
on
no
now.
hot sauce, but you
Y'all
got
got
some
no hustle.
sauce.
Come on
Okay,
now.
so
I
that
got
means
no Cristo.
we got what you need,
Yes.
and whatever suits your taste,
Yes.
you can drink it.
Yes. Yes. And that was something that I was like I was thinking about because of course knowing that you're older than me and with me being very with me having that respect for my elders of course I was like I don't want to I was like I mean hey the beer could be apple juice they don't gotta know but
And I
but
tell people, I said, do I
yes
drink beer? I drink root beer.
come on now. Right. So it was definitely something that I was like just scamming through. I
Hmm.
was like I want something that is not only authentically reflected onto my platform because I every photo that every like all of the flyers I have for the interviews I wanted to not only reflect on my platform, but I wanted to reflect on not only the person who I'm gonna interview, but just the whole nature of it to be like, no, y'all, this is for real.
Hmm.
This is nothing to be played about. This is not a cartoon flyer. It of course, I mean, of course, there's some flyers out there that is like a drawing or something, but it's like, no, no, no. It's all about the photo itself and what does it rep
Hmm.
for the
What
interview
emotions does it evoke for
and
you? Hmm.
and when I do my interviews and when I do send people the flyers, I always ask them, "Is this okay? Is this not okay?" I mean, of course, knowing yes, it is my platform, and I know and of course I do know and understand. Everybody say, "Well, Ray, it's your platform. You do whatever you want to do." I'm like, no, 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 no. This is not only for me, but it's also for you because you're going to be sharing this with you and your family members, with you and your friends. And I'm going to be sharing it across the world, of course, because my platform is located across the world.
Yes.
But I'm like, this is, like I said, it's something for you to take in and to remember for yourself
Hmm.
for, the end up to the end of your days. And so when I think about how to rep my platform and how to rep somebody else's platform, I think about okay, if tomorrow was if tomorrow was my last day on earth, I want to smile. I want to say, okay, I've done some good stuff.
Hmm.
I have I have done something that I never have thought I would have the energy to even think of doing. And it's like, okay, I feel good. I feel good going back to the flyer a year later
Hmm.
and be like, hey y'all, I'm sharing a memory.
Hmm.
And so with those type of moments, I like to sink it in.
Hmm.
I like to soak it up. I just soak it up because the flyer speaks. The flyer speaks as I'm like, oh, Ray got this gumbo. Okay, now I'm interested to see what Ray going to be talking about.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what the questions Ray going to be asking, and so and so that's really more the reason why I had picked the flyer because I'm like I want the attraction. I want the attraction to bring in some interest. When people be interested in seeing, okay, this is at a dinner table. Okay, is she gonna be giving out some recipes? Like, no, I'm not getting out no recipes, y'all. I am.
Well, we
Uh,
have given some recipes.
yes, we
The
have.
recipes for life.
Yes, the recipes for like the recipes for our mental health, emotional health, our spiritual well being, and everything else. So, my gosh, last question of the interview. It's not even a question. Hype yourself up. Please let the people know about your business page and where to find it.
Well, my website is www.talktomse.com. There you can find out how to purchase my books under, I think it says books. It has been so long since I've been to
Yes.
my website. It has not been updated, primarily because I'm in the process of retirement. So you can find out whatever you would like to know about me on Facebook. I have a business page, talk to me, talk to Miss
Yes,
E,
yes, yes,
and
ma'am.
then
Yes, ma'am.
my page itself is Evelyn Hope, the Heart Lady.
Mm-hmm.
So many different ones. Um, the book itself has my books themselves have their own web pages. So one is It's Hard Work Being the Village that Raises a Child.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Entertaining Angels Aware, and that's a book about my sister who has Down syndrome.
Yes.
And the Bible talks about entertaining angels unaware, and I said she was my angel aware, even though
Yes.
she rides a broom sometimes. So
Yes.
those are my two memoirs, but I also have the anthology that I created, Meeting Les Brown. You know, I worked with Les Brown as a
Mm-hmm.
public speaker. And that's pretty much it. You can email me at me@talktomse.com. I am not accepting new clients because I'm winding down. But I will see clients who I've seen in the past. People come back and say, I need a
Yes.
tune up. The other thing that I am doing though is looking at doing more retreats,
Yes.
inner child retreats, because I figure the summary of the work that I've done over the past 35 years
Mm-hmm.
has been around childhood issues and how sometimes we get stuck in a particular emotional age. And so I started doing inner child retreats that have just been off the hook that I'm enjoying. And it's been mostly for women, but the men have been saying, well, what about us? So I'm looking at putting those together
Yes, ma'am.
and seeking sponsorship, corporate
Yes, ma'am.
sponsorship,
Yes,
because the
ma'am.
cost that it is to me, getting a
It's a lot.
location, my time, the supplies, is a little bit much. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times it's not in people's budget to pay
Yes,
the
ma'am.
full cost. But if you can sponsor someone, or if you know a company that would sponsor or donate some items, that would be off the hook. So far we've had retreats at Dillon Beach that were off the
Yes.
hook.
That's good.
Um, San Damiano
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in Danville,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we've had two there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's been really neat. So you can see some of the pictures on the
I would
website.
definitely. No,
Yeah.
I will definitely do some more research on it, folks.
Hmm.
And yes, folks, I would definitely be putting all of her information in the episode description right after this. So if there's anything, any questions, and it's just like Miss E has said, hit me up, hit me up. So, oh my gosh. So, this is, of course, folks, as you know, at the end of every episode, I do a closeout quote. A closeout quote. Of course, before I finish, and as you know, with the closeout quote, I always say this. I don't know who said this, but whoever did, thank you. Miss E, did I send you the closeout quote?
You did.
Would you like to recite our closeout quote today?
Recite or read?
Read. I'm sorry. Read. Yes, ma'am. Would you like to read our closeout quote for today?
Here, let me find it because I did have it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it says, and it moves.
Oh,
Here we come.
yes, ma'am.
Here it coming. It says, Believe that your breakthrough will happen soon. Have patience. It's part of the plan. Great things take time. Let go of attachment to the timeline. Shift is happening in the background. Shifting bit too.
Yes.
That it will show up when you're ready. Keep working on yourself.
Ooh.
I just need to add something quickly
Come
to
on
that
now.
because
Come
talking
on
about
now.
waiting.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am 68 years old.
Come on now.
Been single all my life.
Yes.
I got married on my 65th birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what that reminds me. That was my breakthrough.
Yes.
Not that I hadn't been living all along, but it
Mm-hmm.
was a desire in my heart. I said, God had to take some time to get it right
Yes.
and to get me right. So that's
Yes.
a whole nother subject.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
being patient
Yes.
and believing,
Yes.
believing, having faith that no matter how it looks, no matter how it feels, something is happening in the background.
Mm.
And COVID really brought that out. So that's all I got to say right now.
Oh my
Also, I
gosh.
forgot
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mentioned to you that I don't do podcasts, but I used to have a blog talk radio show.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is still online, some of
Yes.
them. So I have to
Yes.
remember, I guess you go to Blog Talk Radio, talk to Ms.E, but you can put
Okay.
it on your podcast.
Okay.
When I listen to them, I have some really good interviews on them.
No, and that's definitely something that we will definitely if you ever need any help on trying to figure out where else if there's any other programs that you could definitely go to that you could like just drag that over or to like just add it onto, and have it branch out across the world, you're more than welcome to hit me up and be like, Ray, huh? Can we meet up?
So I said,
Can
Ray,
we?
I need your mic.
Yes, 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 yes. So,
So I
oh
just
my
want to
gosh,
thank you for having me. This has sort of
yes,
sparked up some
positive.
positive energy
Yes, oh,
that
positive.
I haven't been
Yes.
experiencing in a while. I've been kind of low key.
Oh my gosh,
And so
yes.
thank you for this.
Oh yes, and it's nice because this summer it happened late. This summer started very late. I mean, it's hot. It's hot now out here in Vallejo, folks. It's hot now out in Vallejo. So my gosh. So now you have heard us speak some truth. This is our way of passing the mic to you. I hope our courage, will, and drive motivate you. Y'all take care, stay safe, and if y'all have any kids, we cannot stress this any further enough. Kiss them babies every day.
Love them and hug them.
Hug them. Yes, ma'am. Love them. Hug them. Appreciate them. Acknowledge them. Help them bring in their own awareness, whether you are at the dinner table or not at the dinner table. It is okay to have them deep conversations that, hey, we weren't used to growing up. But it doesn't mean that our kids don't need to get introduced to it today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care.